Soon I will cover the wiregrass and red tape. That way no one will be able to buy.
Not if the More Force has anything to do with it. More Force, on me.
At MitchellNissan.com, you'll experience the power of more, getting more for your trade-in and saving more time with our fast and easy service.
Customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Welcome to the Coaches Show. First up tonight, Coach Quinn Hambright with the Charles Henderson Trojans. Coach, thank you for taking time to be here tonight.
Sir,
I know you got a million things you could be doing. Coach, we go on the road and get a revenge win over Beauregard, 27-0. They were the only regular season loss last year in that run to the 5A finals game. That moves y'all to 3-2 overall, 1-1 in the region play. Coach, we jumped up 20-0 at the half. Then we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit in the second half. But the defense logged a shutout, which is always tough in high school football.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Talk to us a little bit about how the game unfolded.
Yeah, those first three drives, we scored. First drive, Antonio broke one. He had an exceptional game. And second drive, I think it was Zach. After the interception, first drive they threw an interception. Brandon Givens, who's playing lights out this year, he's doing an exceptional job at linebacker. Yes. I think he's been Defensive Player of the Year for 3 weeks, like back to back, I think. But he's playing exceptional. He caught an interception. 2 plays later, Zach ran it in for a touchdown.
Gotcha.
The next drive, we drive it down and Jawan scored. After that, it kind of tailored down a little bit. I think they got settled in. We jumped out on them quick. They got settled in, and it just became a steady, back and forth game.
Slugfest a little bit.
Yeah, slugfest game a little bit. So we had a few opportunities to score with Nick kicking, but he was off to the left, off to the right. So he had an off game a little, but he'll bounce back.
I got you, Coach. Parker had a better game this week than last week. He was 12 of 19. And he spread the ball around a little bit this time.
Definitely.
He threw for 173 yards, including 2 touchdowns. And let's note that Parker now has in his career over 5,200 yards passing at Charles Henderson, and he's sneaking up on the all-time passing leader, who happens to be his cousin, Austin Ingram. Speak to us about Parker's leadership and a little about that good game he had Friday night.
Yeah, Parker, the completion percentage was 63%. Would have been better had we not dropped 3 balls. But, you got to help a quarterback out. We got to help our quarterback out.
So you're saying he could have been 15 for 19?
Yes, definitely.
Gotcha.
We had 3 drop balls. But nonetheless, he made all the right reads. He's a smart kid, man. Like I said, the ship doesn't sail without him. For 3 years, he's been the only quarterback I've had since I've been here. The system is his. He's learned the system. He's embraced it. He has the ability to call off, call on audibles, call off plays. We can probably send 2 plays in, and he can look at the defense and
put us in the right one.
Put us in the right one, like they do in the NFL. But we don't give him that much. But
you think he could?
He can do it, definitely. So. Parker has grown to be a tremendous quarterback for us, and more than likely would be, if God's will, he finishes the season, he'll be the all-time leading passer in Charles Henderson school history.
And the players follow him. He's a leader, isn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everybody, he's the general, the field general out there. Even when the defense is on the field, the defense gives up the touchdown, he'll come. We're going to get it right back. We're going to score. That type of guy. And when you got a team that can do that, offense throws interception, defense goes out there, tell Parker, it's okay, we'll give it back to you, score. Defense gives up a touchdown, Parker tells the defense, hey, it's okay, we're going to score right back, you just stop them next time. That type of team camaraderie, can walk us and build us through the season.
Yeah. Coach, you hit on it a little earlier, but I wanted to ask, Antonio Frazier, he got loose up the middle for a touchdown from 30 yards out. And that was early. That was the first touchdown of the game. Speak to us about that run. And he also, on the night, he had 98 yards. And that's a good night for Antonio.
Yeah.
He's a north-south runner,
Yeah.
so you don't actually think he's going to outrun everybody down the field, but he can.
Yes.
And so speak to us about that 98 yards and especially that one play from 30 yards out, the first score.
Yeah, the first score, we always tell our running back to make the first guy miss. You know, the O-line did an exceptional job. I mean, they completely washed the D-line out of the way, and it was just him and the safety in the gap. And, you know, it was a one-step jab, safety miss, and it was off to the races. And track has helped them tremendously. You know, I mean, he's about 190, 195. He came in at about 205 as a freshman. So he shedded, you know, the baby fat, gained muscle, which in turn has turned into speed from track.
And faster.
And yeah, he's way faster than last year. Oh my God, yeah. He's not the fastest kid, but he's way faster than last year.
And he was last year.
Yes, and that, you know, last year he would have got caught.
Yeah.
And I'm just being honest. You know, this year that track and field has helped him lift those knees up, pump those arms, and run through tacklers and run past people.
And he likes to get north and south
Oh yeah,
quick.
he does. And when he starts to learn to actually get behind his pads, you know, he'll be a heck of a running back. Next year he's going to be.
He's a junior, right?
Yeah, he's a junior.
Okay.
So, you know, he'll have the rock to himself next year. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, you know, him and Zach is that perfect 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I love it, Coach.
Yeah.
It's just having a 1A and a 1B and not a 1 and a 2.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yep, 1A and 1B.
And what a luxury to be able to have
Yeah.
that right there.
Exactly.
It really
with
is.
with a sprinkler jar one back there, it's
Yeah.
it's a luxury to have. You know, we're fortunate.
It is. Coach, flipping over to the defensive side of the ball, Zarian Mack and Zion Grady, they gave Beauregard fits all night. Speak to us on those two's performance and also sprinkle in the defensive performance overall to put that goose egg on the board.
Oh yeah, Coach Graham, you know, he spent countless hours on trying to figure out, you know, the best scheme possible to stop the other team. So, you know, kudos to him and the defensive staff for really doing their job and going above and beyond to get the job done. You know, Zion in the backfield, Mack in the backfield. Jabari Seymour had a heck of a game. He was in the backfield a lot. You know, some plays that you just don't see, you know, with the naked eye. You go back and watch film, you can see Jabari Seymour press the guard, shrug him off and make the tackle. I'm like, you know, he's learning how to use his hands. Zion, you know, he was almost unblockable the entire game. And Mack, you know, he set the edge. Us moving him from inside to outside has helped him tremendously when it comes to pass rushing and things
some
like that.
kids perform some techniques better than others, and it takes coaches just tweaking them and moving them around a little bit to find out which technique they're better at. And that may be one of those examples.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like I said, Coach Jones do a good job with the D line, and shout out to Coach Wheeler who's been out there for the last 2 weeks with us. You know, just he can't get rid of that football in him. You know, he's assistant principal.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so he can't get rid of it.
He's got to be there.
So he's been out there almost every single day, and with that
That's
D-line.
awesome. That's awesome.
So to see him out there in rare form, you know, I'm happy that he's, you know, embracing it again. I know he didn't want to get too used to it, but you know, I'm fortunate for him.
Well, it's not hot. It's not that hot anymore. So
right.
No, don't tell him. He's probably watching.
Yeah.
Coach, CL Siler, he's coming off that injury. He's back now. I can see him getting a little more comfortable. Not every game, but every rep.
Yeah, every rep.
I can just see he's getting a little more comfortable. Am I seeing it right?
Yeah, he's actually one of our verbal leaders as well. You know, if something's not right, he'll come, Coach, man, we need to get it together. You know, Coach, even before the game, I got a text message Friday morning that said, Coach, you know, whether before or after you speak to the team, can I talk to him? So, you know, first half I forgot, but, you know, in the second half came, you know, I said, CL got up. He said what he had to say. You know, we pitched a shutout. And, you know, I'm just so proud of his resilience, you know, throughout, you know, him having an Achilles tear and being able to play in week 3 of the football season. So,
we'll see if Aaron Rodgers can pull that off.
No, man. I think age kind of that youth helped him a lot with CL. So I don't know about Aaron.
Well, Coach, let's move on to St. James. I'm just going to call it like it was. Last year they gave us all we wanted right here at the Vet.
Yeah.
And it came down to the end, and they gave us all we wanted. But we eventually won, and they went on to win the state championship in their 3A, and they got another good team this year.
Yep.
And we got to go to Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
We got to go to their place to play. Talk to us a bit about what challenges St. James will give the Trojans Friday night.
Well, KJ, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the state of Alabama.
KJ Jackson,
Yeah,
right?
KJ Jackson. So he can
Committed to Arkansas,
I think
believe.
so. I know he has an Arkansas offer for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of SEC, ACC offers. You know, he's a really, really good quarterback. You know, he can pitch it. He can put it anywhere on the field, any place on the field, and that's the scary part about playing a kid like him. Even when everybody's covered, he can throw them open. You know, he's as accurate as they come. So we really, really have to be disciplined on the back end, but most important, we have to win the trenches. You know, if we get pressure in his face, last year he didn't have an interception before they played
Before us.
And in the second half he had 4 because I think we had like maybe 5
He
sacks.
was running for his life, Coach.
Yeah. So hopefully if we can win the trench battle, I think it'll give us a chance to win the game. You know, if it's even on that trenches battle, it'll be a slugfest into the fourth quarter. So, you know, they're good. They're well coached. Neil Posey, you know, he's first year head coach. He played quarterback at Huntington. You know, when I was there, he's another Huntington guy.
All right, I didn't know that connection there.
Yeah, under Mike Turk. So the Huntington's baseball field is actually named after his granddad, Neil Posey Posey Field. So I call him Po Boy Posey because he's this big, but he can throw it. But he can throw it 60 yards.
Okay.
You know, so but. You know, they're a well-coached team, well-groomed team. You know, they have the athletes across the board, so we really have to be prepared.
Okay. Coach, we go to Montgomery Friday night. What are we healthy? Are we pretty? Now, I'm saying that with a grain of salt because we're right in the middle of the heat, and I'm not talking about the sun. I'm talking about the heat of the battle of the season.
Right.
So I know everybody's dinged and bruised and all that, but primarily we're healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to be good. I'm debating on if I want to, sit out a few players,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure they'll be ready for Friday. They're
They're going to tell you they want to play.
Yeah, always. But you got to show me a practice.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a region game, so you know we always want to win, and we want to put the best team out there to win. But we also want to take care of these players as well, and make sure that they're healthy enough to go out there and play. So
That's right.
you know,
That's right.
and they practice. Those 2 kids, they practiced pretty well today. They ran pretty well today. So
Okay.
we'll see how walkthroughs go tomorrow and how the game day goes. The game day routine goes to see how they're moving on Friday night, depending on if they're going to play or not. But other than that, you know, we are as healthy as we can be right now.
Good deal, Coach. We mentioned we go into St. James, and then we dive into the. We got 3 region games in a row. We're on the road at Rehoboth, and then Eufaula comes to us, and Headland comes to us. Kind of a little stretch right here. This is kind of the juggernaut of the schedule right here.
Oh yeah, this is the gauntlet right here. So
Yeah.
we're the gauntlet of schedule. So what's going to happen is, you know, we play this week, and then next week is Rehoboth, wing tee, downhill. You know, that week, you know, of course I'm strength and conditioning coach. It's going to be a lot of shrugs, a lot of neck exercises because they're going to run the doggone ball.
Yeah.
And they're so tough, and they're going to have a lot of plays because they're going to keep possession because they run the ball so much. They'll get 2 yards, 4 yards, 6 yards, 1 yard, and then Eufaula, you know, who's always good every single year, and that's going to be a tough battle for us. You know, we're rooting for Eufaula to beat Carroll, and hopefully when we get to Eufaula, you know, it'll be a good battle between us and Headland, who's the sleeper in the region. They're not a sleeper anymore, but you know,
they're not sneaking up on people this year.
Nah, they're a really, really good football team. You know, so we can't, you know, blink and close our eyes and look at the next week over the next 4 weeks. We have to focus on what's in front of us and go 1-0 each week, and you know, not look ahead.
Gotcha. Well, Coach, thank you for being here. It's the Trojans versus the Trojans. Charles Anderson rides up to St. James Friday night. Best of luck on the road.
I appreciate
We'll be there live on C Spire.
Oh, good deal.
Channel 2. So we'll be there. I'll be there calling the game, me and Wally Lowry, and we're looking forward to it. But best of luck. The Trojans play St. James this Friday night in Montgomery. Coach Quinn Hambright with the Charles Henderson Trojans. We'll be right back, folks.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford, but don't take my word for it.
Had a great experience at Gillen. Did most of my shopping online. Great website. Came down here for about 10 minutes, looked at what I wanted to. We were able to fill out paperwork and come back, sign, and drive it away.
I got my Ford Bronco at Gillen's Ford in Ozark. I got a wonderful deal. They're wonderful salespeople. Just come on down and get you one.
You know, they're just like family to us, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Gillen's got it.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for students and parents to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep our children safe. Make sure children leave home on time so they can arrive at the bus stop before it is due. Wait in a location where the driver can see them while approaching. While seated, your child must take their backpack off and place it in front of them on the floor or in their lap. Young children must have a parent or adult present for the child to be picked up or dropped off. A bus cannot leave or move until the child is 12 feet away. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
And Wallace. Back to the coaches show. Got Coach Ed Rigby with the Laverne Tigers here, and Coach, you can't win them all unless you win the first 5. And I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. That's gonna be my first line.
I like that line.
The coaches
line. Keep that line.
We're gonna keep it going, Coach.
We're gonna keep that line going.
You can't win them all unless you win the first 5. And the Tigers are off to a great start this year at 5-0, and more importantly, 3-0 in the region.
Yes, that was a big pickup the other night. First thing is, you know, we have not been on the road. We went to Brantley. I mean, that's right there. It's
right next door. Yeah.
Now you take 10, 12 mile trip. That's new for the kids to get on the buses, leave early, and do all of those things.
Yeah.
You know, it's new for them. It's new. Anytime you get that high school athlete out of their routine, there's some change up. You know, you can have issues. So
all the way down to having to pack your cleats.
That's it. That's it.
I mean, just the little things.
We do a double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that's what I call it. Everybody kids will tell you, double, triple, quadruple check. You know, where we literally get in there and go, all right, hold up your socks.
Have you got your belt?
Yeah, we hold them up. All right, hold up your cleats. You know, blah, blah, blah. And put them in the bag. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's different. You know, it's different going on a trip. And, you know, Lynette, we had talked about this, that the team that played Highland Home was not going to be the team that we saw. And they've got tremendous talent. They're big. They're young in some areas, but they're big.
Athletic.
They're athletic. And here's a program that's won 2 state championships in the last 5 years. These kids, you know, we knew there were going to be a rebound. We knew there were going to be a bounce back. These kids were ready for it. And, you know, we show up. They got this giant stadium. It's very similar to Elba. It was a 3A school and 4A system that kind of, you know, the town kind of dried up,
Yep.
you know, similar to Elba. So you have this giant stadium, which is way bigger than Elba. Elba's huge. This giant stadium, you know, great field, great surface, beautiful environment, everything's super nice. And you kind of walk out there in awe that this is a 2A high school. And, you know, it started off the game. We take the opening, or they took the opening drive. We stop them, and We get back on offense. We fizzle out due to penalties, self-inflicted wound. Yes, it's accumulation of some things. But we were a little, we've got some injuries right now. So we were a little discombobulated on a few things. And needless to say, they end up in exactly what I said. If they score, they could score a maximum of 2 times in my mind. And it would be off busted stuff. And they got some athletes that can take it to the house of anybody. And they ran a little quarterback sweep, and we had him hemmed up, and he cut the grain, and took it for 50 to the house.
Ran everybody back the other way.
Yes, took it for 50. He cut it, and so that was kind of what I expected. Well, the deal is we got to come back and answer. And in the first half, we had 2 touchdowns called back, us, blocking behind the play, things like that, illegal chop block. I mean, stuff that we were already past them in doing. So it's self-inflicted wounds. So we get a field goal, and here's where the game changed. We're down 6-3. They missed their extra point, and this is doing this long enough, you can see swings in games. And Bear Bryant said it best: you play all these games, all these plays for 2 or 3 to determine the outcome of a game. And at the time, when he said that, you're getting about 65 plays a game. I think that's what the quote was. The 2 or 3 will determine the outcome. Well, here's the ones that determine it. It's right before half. They drive down, they get to the goal line, and we hold them a 3rd and 4th down on the 1-yard line. And they end up losing the yard on the last one. We get the ball back for 1 play. And we get the ball, and we run quarterback sneak just to get it out.
Get it off the line.
And we get 14 yards and literally just roll them up on the inside. Just like a bulldozer.
That gives the offensive line so much confidence.
And it was, you could feel the game change. And as we left the field and ran across the field, I was running just laughing for joy. And I told our kids when we went inside, I said, we just won the game. I said, you're going to see true what I just told you. We just won the game. And we come out the second half, and it was like a whole different ball team. Again, we only won 18-6, but we took total control of the game. And
let me get 6-3 at half.
6-3 at half. We're down.
Okay.
It's the first time all year we've been behind. The very first time.
Adversity, check mark.
Check mark. And that was the thing, and that's another Bear Bryant thing. You never know how a horse will pull. And I'm not some giant Bear Bryant fan. But the couple books,
he's just one of the best coaches ever.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm not saying that as a negative. But I don't go around quoting Bear Bryant. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But these things ring true, and they just popped in my head. You never know how a horse will pull till you hook him to a heavy load. Well, we got hooked to a heavy load of, number 1, we'd never been behind. Number 2, we're at their place. We're on the road, and it would have been easy to kind of bow out on that thing, but we didn't. Offensively. Mairez Gross, who we've mentioned his name a lot, he really took the offense and put it on his back. He had 22 rushes for 125 yards, but it was the way he did it, and carrying people.
Yards after contact?
Yes, yak yards after contact. The way he did it of carrying people. Our quarterback, rushed the ball, 17 times.
Boy, that fires up the offensive line
yes,
when they see that running back doing that.
And the quarterback, he rushed, for 74 yards. Everybody's averaging like 6-point-something yards a carry for us, and it just, just plowing them. We calls it plowing, and really took the game under control. Our actual first score was a great setup of running Mairez, then faking and running a boot. And the tight end, who's always wide open, boom, hit him the ball, and Dante Smith walks to the house. Yeah. I told the official after that play, I said, I'm the stupidest coach in America. He's touched and he reminds me of this all the time too. He's touched the ball 5 times, and that's 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns.
So, I'm really a poor coach because, you would think you just give it to him more, take care of the problem.
Yeah.
But those guys offensively, the O-line just really took over. And it was super physical game on both sides. Super physical. Some kids were beat up, cramped up, hurting, and they just kept on and kept on. Are you all right? No, I'm all right. And so offensively, great job. Defensively, we gave up a touchdown. First time we've been scored on this first game. But, again, it was a broken, busted play. Beyond that, we really went to work on them. And, we were led defensively by John McMillan, who we've mentioned a bunch on here.
Yes.
He had 13 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for a loss.
Big game.
That's huge numbers. You know, Mahrez defensively had 7 tackles also. And
he's running the ball.
And he's running the ball. As usual, Adrian Foster, I think he had 9 tackles. He's always right there behind him, tackles. And again, if that guy weighed 170 pounds, Alabama would be offering him right now. I mean, he's got an unbelievable knack for the ball. He's one of those guys that whatever he weighs, it's all heart and all determination. They had a huge night, and it was a huge night because we had to rely on some guys doing some things both ways because of injuries right now, and we're trying to get over those injury bugs, and it's just that kind of time of year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, the health of the team. But besides those,
there are things that they'll all come back, but they're in pivotal spots that really, you look on film, you can figure it out, obviously, but it's in pivotal spots, and we're looking to try and get 1 or 2 of them back for next week.
Okay.
We'll be missing some starters this week. But could they go? Possibly they had to. But, it's not that we're overlooking anybody, because we're not. And we'll get to that in just a second.
Yeah.
But, again.
Well, a kid's health is it's important.
Well, here's the deal.
You won't bring them back too early.
It's like I've told a few of these moms. I'm not going to put anybody out there that can't defend themselves. I'm not going to put anybody out there that can't help themselves and our team win a ball game. Yeah. When I was younger, and you didn't have trainers, which we don't have trainers, us, but kids would go out there and play because you didn't know any better. They didn't know any better, and you didn't have the type of, and let's say 1994 as a head coach, you didn't have the wherewithal and the know of the medical stuff. Every ankle was a slush bucket until you got well.
Yeah.
Everything, and some of these things you just didn't know. You didn't have the information.
Double tape job.
That's it. And kids would go out there and limp around the whole game.
Right.
And nowadays you would never play that kid.
Yeah.
You just didn't know. And that was the thing of toughness. You didn't get water either, so put it all together and you just
salt tablets, coach.
Yeah, it was salt tablets. And but the thing is these guys, you try to get them well, and again, I'm not going to put them out in a situation to re-injure or make things worse.
Yeah.
When you can probably get more out of a little bit younger guy. He may not be as good, but he's better than that guy injured, if that makes sense. And
Coach, back-to-back road games now, though. First time you've done that this year.
Well, we're home. This is homecoming week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's homecoming for us.
Calhoun's at home?
Yeah, it's at home.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. The beauty of Laverne, it's small town. Everybody loves football team. And I told the radio show today, the homecoming, if you go back to 1980, it's probably the same order. They just dusted it off. If you go back to 1970, it's probably the same order.
We're going to do a pep rally this time.
Well, it is an all-day function, and as a coach, that drives me crazy, but I get it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So you learn to roll with the flow.
Yeah.
This would drive me crazy if it was 15, 20 years ago. I would be out of my mind.
The
right
cheerleading
now.
sponsor's in charge on homecoming.
Oh yeah, she does a tremendous job.
That's right.
And they've got a committee and all this, and the kids get dressed up for the assembly and all these things. That it's only a small town thing, so you got to love it, you got to enjoy it, And like I've told the kids, I want you to enjoy it. I've been your age before. I want you to. I get how this works. You want to go work on the float. You want to do this.
Because the little girl they're looking at.
You're just hoping Sally Sue was there to do it.
That's right.
I get it. But at the end of the day, we got a game to play. The whole show and all that other stuff is problem circumstance and has its place. It's great for who's involved in it. The whole show's about kickoff at 7 o'clock.
Right.
All those people aren't taking off work to go sit in the assembly and watch something at 8:30 in the morning or not. They're taking off work to come to prep. They're not. Those things have a place, but it's all about 7 o'clock, the game, and people are there for a show. You are the show. Put on a show, and the only way to do it is get prepared. And I laid down the law, on Sunday night, sent it to them in a video. Here's where we are in our season. Here's what the expectation is this week. This is a non-region game, but it's an opportunity to get better, and we're going to get better, or we're going to get better with, or you're not going to be part of it. We're going to get better without you. It's that simple, and I'm not bending on that. So the bottom line is, we've got things to do. And we've gotten pretty much everything accomplished that we wanted to, because region play picks back up again next week.
Yeah.
With not looking ahead, but it's reality of the schedule. We got
Highland home, Goshen, real time.
Yeah, it's here it comes. the gauntlet, one after the
I was
other.
about to say, Coach, that's a stretch right there now.
We got it's Highland, Goshen,
Reeltown,
then we go to
Lafayette.
Reeltown, then Lafayette, and again, it's a gauntlet. And if you want to accomplish the mission, which Lynette was part of that, if you want to accomplish the mission of being the 41st team, to continue the state's longest playoff streak, if you want to continue to be the longest streak in the history of Alabama, well, you got to get better this week.
That's right.
And that's all there's to it. So, we got Calhoun. Calhoun, they're much better. They're very athletic. And they're much better. They're better coached. They got more numbers. And, it's a week of distractions. And you can't let an upset happen. You can't let it happen.
That's right.
Especially with people being injured and you're playing other dudes and you're asking other dudes to step up and do some things they haven't done all year. That can be huge. So, 7 o'clock Friday night cannot get here quick enough to get this over with. Kids are up. They're out rolling and
Rolling houses.
Yeah, rolling houses, and that's its own venture.
Have they got you?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
And luckily gas is expensive. And but I've got 3 simple rules. They're called Rigby's Rules of Rolling. I've been using them for about 20 years. Number 1 rule is never run. Because they're going to go do it. It's part of it. Never run. When you run, you don't know where holes are in the yard. You don't know what. He's heard this exact thing. Cables, dog lines.
That's
you never know where everything is.
Yep.
And you run, you get hurt. When the lights flick on, you slide into the darkness and you slowly walk away into the darkness.
Yeah.
Number 2 rule is never go back twice. That's when you piss those daddies off, those little girls and stuff. And you go back twice and they're out there at night.
Exactly.
That's number 2. Number 3, no eggs. Eggs take off paint.
Yeah.
No eggs.
Yeah.
And
I like them 3 rules.
That's the 3 rules. You egg, you don't play. It's
Yeah.
pretty simple.
Yeah.
And it keeps it a clean operation because it's going to happen. And there's nothing I can do about it. And so 7 o'clock can't get here soon enough. I'm just being honest with you.
Homecoming in Laverne this Friday night. Calhoun comes a-calling. 5-0 overall, 3-0 in the region. This is not a region game, but a great chance to move to 6-0.
Yes.
And we'll run the line next week when you get here. Hopefully.
That's it. That's what I want to hear.
Good luck, homecoming coach.
Thank you so much.
With the Laverne Tigers. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
We put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, boy.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford. But don't take my word for it.
Gillen is a place where you want to come and shop.
When I wanted a new Ford Edge, I knew exactly what I was looking for.
Wonderful salesman. They treat you wonderful here.
Had a great experience at Gillen, great sales staff. We were able to fill out paperwork, come back, sign, and drive it away.
The service here at Gillen's was outstanding.
They make you feel like family.
And Gillen Ford made it happen, all while treating me like family.
Gillen's got it.
At Bondi's Enterprise Toyota, we want you and your family to be customers for life.
Every new car purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty and lifetime oil changes at no additional cost.
And when it comes to selling your car or trading it in for a newer model, get more with an instant cash offer from Bondi's Enterprise Toyota, the official Kelly Blue Book buying center.
And remember, every new car purchase comes with a free lifetime warranty and lifetime oil changes.
Customers for life only at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota.
Hey, it's Meredith here with Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. I'm here with our July Jeep Dog of the Month, Rossi. Rossi is here to introduce you to the redesigned 24 model year Wranglers. The new Wrangler is built for those who dream of unbound adventure. Like Rossi, we have over 50 to choose from. Reserve yours today at Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, Enterprise, Alabama. See you soon.
During the Make This a Summer sales event, save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Jeep models in stock.
It's your last chance to make this the summer event at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Last call on our inventory of new Dodge Chargers. Save up to $6,000 or get up to $5,000 off Jeep Grand Cherokee L models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for our community to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep children safe. As a member of our community, please remember these simple rules. Stop and stay 20 feet back behind the bus. If you are meeting the bus on a 2-lane road, you must stop 20 feet in front of us when the stop sign is out. Please look out for children. If the student must cross the road after getting off the bus, the child must always cross in front of the bus. Pike County Schools. Excellence in education.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. Coach Will Pouncey with the Howland Home Squadron. And, Coach, I'm going to say it every week. And it's going to be out of you can't win them all unless you win the first 5. So
well, I hope we can keep saying that.
So here we are. We got the first 5 under our belt, and the squadron's off to a great start this season, obviously, and more importantly, 3-0 in the region.
That's correct.
So 5-0 overall, 3-0 in the region, and congratulations on a nice win over Horseshoe Bend, 49-10 last Friday. And just give us a little. How did that game unfold?
Well, it's always a challenge whenever you have to travel a long distance. We could tell by the film that we were going to have some advantages in speed, but we knew they were a very physical football team, and that was actually their first home game. I didn't know that till I got up there. Of course, we watched the films, but I thought that maybe they had something. But but they were very fired up, and their coach got there. When we got there, he met me and said, that everybody was excited and they're pumped up to have us in there, see how they stack up. And of course, the ASWA rankings, everything has us ranked number 2, so we get a target on our back where we go.
Sure, yeah.
Consequences of success.
Yes.
So, but
good consequences.
Yeah,
you'll take them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, but like I said, anytime you got to travel like we did, and 2-hour ride, and we get up there, and we eat a pregame meal, and we get to the stadium actually a lot earlier than I anticipated. So there was kind of a lot of sitting around time, but we finally got out there and got to play some football, and we just set the tone early. I believe that, we held them to a 3-and-out. No, actually, I think they might have got one first down, but anyhow, we held them to a punt. First drive, they punted it, we take it back with Tyler Cheney with a 70, 75, 80-yard punt return, and then we get a scoop and score for a touchdown the next possession. So we're up 14-0 before our offense even touches the ball.
Yeah.
And that's just just execution on the other 2 phases of the game. And then finally, when our offense got the ball, we drove the ball well, we executed well, we did went there and basically handled our business early.
Had a game plan and you executed the game plan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Coach. Who stood out on offense? Did the offensive line shine, or did the receivers make great catches? Did the running backs just run over people and tote people, or what group?
Well, I know it's cliche to say it's a team effort, but it really was. I mean, it was everybody was fired on all cylinders early. Of course, everybody knows our quarterback Bryce McKenzie and the leadership and the dynamic he brings. But our offensive line has just done an outstanding job this year, being physical and being great at the point of attack and pushing the other team around. And hopefully we continue to do that. And I tell you, in the weight room today, I stepped up and wanted to lift with our one of our guards, our senior guard, Lane Duet, who also plays a little defensive end for us. 2 of his guys that he usually lifts with was on at the Shakespeare Festival on a field trip.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to get in a little bit better shape, so I said, I'm going to lift with you today, Lane, and that was a mistake.
He put you there.
So you can tell my head's still red from painting the field all day. I'm worn down. I tried to lift with him and do the workout and do the weights he did. Man, I tell you, I'm not as young as I used to be. So, but no, our offensive line just does an outstanding job. Just all the way across the board, and just couldn't be more proud of them. And of course, our defense always, brings it and handles it.
Yeah, I heard you mention the scoop and score just a minute ago. I mean, was it the defensive backs that were shining, or did the front 7 cause that fumble? Explain all that.
Well, yeah, I mean, our front 7, of course, always gets good pass rush. They're always good in the run fits, and actually, our inside linebackers, also one of our running backs, Austin Crittenden, got the scoop and score. Of course, we always try to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, a lot of roll call to the ball, as was the old saying. Is there, all the hats you can get to where the ball is, and we do a really good job of that as a team, and we rally around that, and this defense has been playing really well under Justin Cope and Xavier Burden, and just couldn't be more proud for them.
That's awesome. Well, you've already mentioned a kick return for a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown, but how would you grade your special teams overall? That there's got to put them up in the A category, but does everything else like kickoffs and kickoff coverage, do you bump it up to an A+?
No, absolutely not. I wish I could. I wish I could. Now we would have been around A, but the touchdown, we were 149-10.
Okay.
But the touchdown that we did give up was a kickoff return.
Okay.
So
I didn't know.
So we kind of got out of our lanes
So
there.
those equal out.
Yeah, so they equal out.
Those cancel each other out.
You can't have an A+ if you give up a kickoff return.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but we got it fixed in film. We saw what the problem was, and you know, we got our guys adjusted. We got everything adjusted to it, and I think it was a little bit more of the fact was we were just a little too comfortable. It wasn't so much assignment based as in we were a little too comfortable. We kicked it down there.
A little bit of we got this one in the bag.
Exactly. I mean, you're supposed to be running down there like heads on fire, ready to knock somebody out, and you know, I think we were just trying to corral and bring it to the ground and get our defense on the ground on the field, and you know, and so those guys, I mean, kudos to Horseshoe Bend, kept playing hard and found the seam, busted it, and there was nobody there. So.
Gotcha, Coach. So, moving on to Brantley. I've heard people call it Titletown.
Yes.
And
yes.
you know, they won one last Friday night, close game, but they won it, and I know they're close to getting their starting quarterback back from an injury back in August, and I'm not sure if you'll play against him, but it's getting close.
It is.
But Brantley's got a strong tradition of good football, and I know the county championship probably partly hinges on this game, this Brantley game. And speak to us about that rivalry, and also about the challenges that the Bulldogs are going to bring to Highland Home Friday night.
Well, I mean, it's Brantley week. It's Brantley week. You know, I've always kind of compared it, you know, in parlance to the South Alabama way of thinking. You know, if you're an Alabama fan, you know, your biggest rival is Auburn, and your second biggest rival is Tennessee. If you're an Auburn fan, your biggest rival is Alabama, and your second biggest rival is Georgia.
Yep.
You know, that's how I've grown up, and that's kind of how we think of it in Crenshaw County.
That's good.
You know, so you know, Brantley would be, you know, would be our Tennessee. So of course it's a big game, but you know, a lot of respect there. Of course, they've dominated the series over the history. Now we got a big win last year in Brantley, and that was a huge. But I still think they've won 12 out of the last 14 ball games. So we got our work cut out for us. Now I know they're not undefeated. They've already dropped a couple games, which is not like Brantley usually in most years, but it's still Brantley. And they're coming to town, and they're coming to town with something to prove. They're being doubted probably by a lot of people, and like I said, the media and whoever has us ranked number 2 in the state. As you know, Coach Saban would call it rat poison. So you know, but we our guys do a good job trying to stay focused, and you know, I try to hammer it down that, you know, nothing's, you know, take nothing for granted. Never take a Friday night for granted. You never know when you can step on that field and boom, an ankle goes out, a knee goes out, or it ain't got to be on the field. I mean, you could do it walking down the road or walking in class, and you know, you never know whenever you're not going to be able to play the game of football.
Right.
So you better never take a Friday night for granted, and you only have so many.
You only got so many.
So, you know, our challenge is it's definitely going to be challenging. Brantley's coming with something to prove, and like I said, it's Brantley, so we better be buckled in and ready to roll and ready to execute at a high level. If not, we'd be in trouble.
You know, one thing I've noticed through the years, and speaking of the challenges they're going to bring, is Coach Roland Jones has always got 2 or 3 trick plays up his sleeve. And he's always hard to predict play calling. He never gets in a rut. You know, I've always noticed that with a Coach Roland Jones, wherever he's been, at Brantley or private school or back at Brantley or whatever, he's always got some trick plays up his sleeve, and he's hard to predict calling plays.
Well, you got that right. I mean, Coach Roland, you know, me and Roland's good buddies now. Like I said, always have been. I mean, we always known each other, you know, He's a little older than I am. I said it, Coach. So, no, but no, we're good buddies, and we talk every week, and he does a great job. And as a reason he's been around this business,
That's
been
right.
in this business, but a head coach for so
That's
long
right.
because of the phenomenal job that he does, and just the way he impacts kids.
Yeah.
I mean, kids really respect him. Kids love him. They love him in Brantley. He's a Brantley guy. He is what he is, Brantley. Of course, everybody knows his dad and what his dad did there for the school, and he's just they got the right fit, and that's what I'm trying to replicate at Highland Home. Me being a Highland Home guy, and we're trying to get that tradition rolling like Brantley has had for so many years.
Yeah, well, Coach, winding down, we got about one more minute. Before we move on, I just wanted to mention the C.J. May committing to Notre Dame.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big deal.
It is.
And congratulations if he's watching. And I wanted to ask you, do you want to speak on that just for a second?
Just unbelievable opportunity. I mean, for a kid, for a great family, for a great kid who comes to work every day, who does what he's supposed to do, and he's been on this chase. Everybody knows you got to have the measurables first to play at that level of football, and he has that.
Yeah.
He absolutely has that, and he also has the mentality, everything else that comes with it, the intangibles that come with it, and the family support, and of course the support of everybody there at Highland Home. And it's just, it's pretty special to have two guys on our team right now who are just juniors, who we're going to have back next year. That's already got offers and commitments to Auburn University and University of Notre Dame. And it's just kind of, it's hard to believe right here in Little Highland Home, Alabama, of what we have there right now. It makes my job a whole lot easier, I'll tell you that. But
And you gotta
couldn't
be
be more
proud of
proud.
it.
Couldn't be more
Proud
proud of it. And what they do, like I said, CJ has, and JJ and all our other kids too, they're out there grinding and trying to do it too, but they go to all these camp circuits. They go and try to get better each and every weekend. I mean, they're traveling all around the Southeast to any camp and showcase that they can to try to get better and maybe to catch somebody's eye. So they're putting in the time. This ain't coming by accident. They're putting in the time to be seen, and I'm just trying to help them.
I love to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm just trying to help them any way I can to expand their future and get them a college education and hopefully a chance to play at the next level.
Yeah. Coach Will Pouncey with the Highland Home Flying Squadron. They got Brantley Friday night, 7 o'clock. Coach, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I know you got a million other things you could be doing, but you came here tonight, and I really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate y'all, everything y'all do here, and anytime I can promote the Highland Home Flying Squadron, I'm coming to do it.
All right. Hey, we'll be right back. Stay with us, folks.
Hey, it's Meredith here with Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. I'm here with our July Jeep Dog of the Month, Rossi. Rossi is here to introduce you to the redesigned 24 model year Wranglers. The new Wrangler is built for those who dream of unbound adventure, like Rossi. We have over 50 to choose from. Reserve yours today at Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, Enterprise, Alabama. See you soon.
Right now, during the Make This the Summer sales event, finance the new 2023 Ram 1500 for just 2.9 APR for 72 months.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, boy.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a premier deal. Nobody.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. You're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Back to the Coaches Show. Coach Don Moore from the Goshen Eagles with us here tonight. And Coach, 3-2 overall, 1-2 in the region. And last Friday night, big win over Lafayette, 34-0.
Yes, sir.
Off to a pretty good start this year, but nice to get back on track, especially with that being a region game.
Yes, sir.
Lafayette. And can't help but notice the big goose egg up there on the scoreboard. And speak to us about that huge defensive performance.
Yes,
the
sir.
Eagles.
Well, it was it's been a point of emphasis for us to get our defense better from last year. Coach Michael Wilcoxon, he's our defense coordinator, and he does a phenomenal job on that side of the ball. He's a Goshen alum, so he knows. He's very passionate about Goshen in general, but loves that defensive side. And and I, as a background of being a defensive guy myself, we take a lot of pride on that side of the ball, and we put in a lot of work on that side of the ball. The guys just kind of started believing in what we're doing, and they're starting to understand what we're doing and things like that. And it paid off for us Friday night. So
any goal line stands, or how close did they get?
They got to the 25. They got on the first series. They got to the 25. They had a good game plan going in, and our guys were a little. We started out a little slow. Then we settled in, and Jamar McClure forced a fumble, and we were able to jump on it, and we kind of never looked back from there.
Okay. All right. Well, Coach Jay McNabb from the 9 yards out, Zemedrick Andrews from 8 yards out, and then Jamar McClure, former Sports Chat Pizza Player of the Week, by the way.
Yes, sir.
And he's with 3 other rushing touchdowns. The running game was clicking on offense. Speak to us a little bit about that offensive line that had to be performing well. I mean, you got McNabb from 9 yards out, Andrews from 8 yards out, Jamar McClure with 3 rushing touchdowns. The performance of that offensive line had to be jelly.
Yes, sir. It is. It's starting to click pretty well. We start with A.J. Brown's our center. Our left guard is Jacoby Brunson. Our right guard is Cody Kilpatrick. Our left tackle, we've got a couple people right now. It's Christian Simmons. Oh, excuse me. He's right tackle. Left tackle is Nehemiah Bedgood. But those guys are doing a great job, and we stay on them a lot, and we do. And and one thing that doesn't always get seen is, as far as a fan's point of view, they see that, somebody needs a block, and it's always offensive line's fault in their eyes most of the time. But, a lot of times it's not, and as a coach, we see that, and, we talk about it with our players, and they're building confidence, and they're doing the right things, and, it's a point of emphasis for us to be mean and be tough up front right there, and, those guys have kind of taken on that role, and they're doing a real good job with that as far as, just trying to, be dominant up front and know that they can do that. So, and it's always great to have the backs that we have back there. That's what we tell them all the time. Why would you not want to block for these guys?
Yeah.
I mean, goodness, give them a shot, and they're going to do something. And they've done a great job so far.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's speaking of accolades for the offensive line. When I read the article and saw multiples of people scoring rushing touchdowns, my brain went straight. Hey, the offensive line was getting the job done.
Yes, sir.
Friday night at Lafayette.
And I can't leave out our wide receivers. They do a great job on the perimeter blocking as well. And our backs are unselfish, and they block for each other, man. It's exciting to see that. I mean, we give out helmet stickers, and they want to know. They like that. Don't get me wrong. They like scoring, but they want those pancake stickers just like the linemen get. So they'll tell you when they come to the sideline, Coach, watch that play. I pancake. I want my sticker. Yeah, that's right. So
they're gonna let you know.
That's right. Oh yeah, they do. They don't forget those things.
Coach Jay McNabb, solid from his quarterback position. Although y'all didn't throw it very much, he was 5 for 7, 107 yards, and I saw something in the stat line that I've been waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
Jamar McClure had 3 catches in this game. Now, you told me earlier on the coach's show,
Yes,
I think week 2, you told me that Jamari had great hands.
Yes, sir, he
and
does.
I've been looking for those catches, and finally, 3 catches Friday night. Speak to us just briefly on Jaden's performance at quarterback and the 3 catches Jamari had.
Well, he's starting to settle in and be really comfortable with what we're doing, running and passing, and it was me early on, like kind of, wanting to make sure we don't give him too much, and we ease him into it. And I finally told our offensive coordinator, Corbin Stewart, a couple weeks ago, I said, hey man, the handcuffs are off, and if it's there, run it, and so, he's done a great job with that, and so is Jaden. He's taking it on really well, and Jamari's just a, phenomenal athlete. You gotta know where he's at on the field, because he's gonna be somebody we're gonna try to get the ball to, and he does a great job with route running, and he has phenomenal hands. And when he gets the ball in his hands, you know, something exciting is probably about to
He
happen.
can outrun everybody on the field.
Yes,
Were
sir.
they swing passes or screen passes, or was he lined up in the slot?
Some of them were out of the backfield. Some of them were he was lined up out in the slot,
Okay.
and you know, throwing screens or you know, running play action and stuff like that. So
Nice. Well, that's great to hear right there. What about your special teams, Coach? They grade out okay?
yes, sir, they did. It was good overall. You know, Zion Pickett State did a good job. We had a couple touchbacks, so he was 4 for 4 with PATs. You know, so we're getting better there.
100%. I mean,
Yes, sir.
how much better can you get right there?
Yes, sir. You know, and he does our punting as well. So you know, thankfully we didn't have to punt last week. So that's always a good thing to not have to use that unit.
He couldn't be 4 for 4 on PATs without a successful snap and a successful
Yes, sir.
hold. Who's doing the snapping and the holding?
Cody Boyette's doing our snapping, and right now Tyler McClendon's doing our holding. And you know, we had a few blocked last week, the week before at Reeltown, and you know, so we really went to work on fixing that, not only up front but the timing of our snap hold kick, and you know, they got out there and worked on their own and trying to get that better. You know, we kind of mentioned it to them.
I like to hear that.
And you know, they kind of took it on their own to go out there and get it better, and you know, the results are where they are.
That's right. That was a great night performance from Zion, 4 for 4 right there. But Coach, moving on to Kinston, and let's put that win behind us now.
Yes, sir.
And the next challenge is up. They played the pants off Brantley.
They do.
They really did. They lost by 2 points, but they're playing better football this year. Kinston is. They're much better. Speak to us about what the Kinston Bulldogs bring to the table when they show up at Goshen this Friday.
Strong running game. We're going to them.
Okay.
Yep. So they got a strong running game. They have a good running back, a good quarterback that can run it, and they got a pretty good wing back as well that can
So
run
they're
the
going to
ball
try to
hard.
control the ball.
Yes, sir, and they do a good job of running the ball, and you know, they exploit what you do on defense. You know, they got answers for however you line up. So you know, we're going to have to be ready and play very fundamental, sound football on that side of football.
Okay. Coach, y'all are in the middle of the battle. When I say middle of the battle, kind of the middle of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a physical sport, and everybody's bumped and bruised and putting their ankles in the ice buckets.
Yes, sir.
But how are y'all health-wise as a team?
Overall, we're pretty good. You know, like you said, we got some guys that have some of those issues, you know, tweaks here and there, you know, a little bit banged shoulder here and there. But overall, you know, knock on wood, we've been pretty good so far.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, Kinston Bulldogs, good luck.
Yes, sir.
They're
I appreciate
better.
it.
They're better
They are.
this
They're a
year,
lot better.
and,
I told our guys today, you better be ready for a dog fight because they're coming. They're
No pun
coming.
intended with
That's
Bulldogs.
right. No, that's no pun intended. But they're a lot better. And I told our guys that today. I said, guys, they are a lot better football team than they were last year.
I mean,
So
they really played the pants off
don't.
Brantley.
Oh yeah, don't take them for granted because you know it's important.
Well, Coach Moore, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Thank
Best
you.
of luck against Kinston. Keep the train moving.
Yes, sir.
Get a win. Come back in here next week so we can talk about positive winning things.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Coach Don Moore with the Goshen Eagles. Stay with us, folks, on the Coaches Show. We'll be right back. Ava?
Bill Jackson Chevrolet. Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama. Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy. So come see us at Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
summer sales event at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with great summer deals like $12,000 off new Ram 1500 Limited Crew Cab models, or save up to $6,000 off on Ram 2500 models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for students and parents to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep our children safe. Make sure children leave home on time so they can arrive at the bus stop before it is due. Wait in a location where the driver can see them while approaching. While seated, your child must take their backpack off and place it in front of them on the floor or in their lap. Young children must have a parent or adult present for the child to be picked up or dropped off. A bus cannot leave or move until the child is 12 feet away. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, boy.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Hey, Bill.
Back to the Coaches Show. Coach Mark Hertz with the Pike County Bulldogs. Coach, thank you for taking time to be here tonight. I know there's a million other things that you need to be doing, but you stopped and came to see me here tonight, and I really appreciate that. Here on the Coaches Show on C-Spire, and Coach, a tough loss to Opp Friday night, 22-13. That lands y'all at 2-2 overall and 2-2 in the region. And in the game, I read that y'all turned it over 3 times. And turnovers are something that always kind of swing a ball game. Talk to us a little bit about that Opp ball game and how those turnovers might have hurt what was going on.
Well, the main thing is that we had a turnover on a punt, which means we just stopped them. I think it was, and they ran the ball tough all night. They had a big tackle that was, they were really inspired. Mm-hmm. And of course, Nemo didn't play this week, which, defensively and offensively.
So you're down a starting running back.
Yes, sir.
And you're down a
linebacker. And that kind of hurt us a little bit, but I thought we played a freshman in this spot, and I thought he did a great job, which means we got some depth in that area.
Yeah.
However, on the, we just stopped them, punted the ball, and we bumped the punt, and they got it down there in the red zone and short field.
Yeah, short field.
Yeah, they kind of came out in some formations like unbalanced, and they had on all black. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they slipped in on us, and they just kind of pounded it. And I'm not taking anything away from Opp. They had a good game playing, and they played well. They played inspired. And we made a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. And we threw a tip ball, on a screen play, and tipped off one of our players' hands, and they caught it and gave them another short field, and that resulted in 2 scores.
So 2 of their scores were short field off turnovers.
Correct. And, they only had 178 total yards of
offense. I saw that. So the defense played fairly,
We played fairly well. We made some mistakes early. Once we figured out some of the things they were doing, we made some adjustments and played well. First series, we got a fumble, and the offense, we marched down the field and scored, and took 7-0 lead. However, we just kind of just hit a wall there for a little while. Mm-hmm. They played well, and they did a lot of things to kind of throw us off, and we dropped several balls too that I thought would have been scores. So
catchable passes,
very catchable. But we just didn't play well. And that's part of that's probably my fault. I don't know. I look at it as a coach like maybe I just didn't have them ready. But those are things we worked on this week.
Sure.
And we were sitting in this same spot last year. It's ironic. At 2-2, and we kind of figured it out and got it going. So hopefully we can do the same thing this year.
Repeat it, Coach. That's
right.
That's right. Coach the speedster, Braylon Jackson, did it again. He seems to have a knack for returning kicks. He took the kickoff to the house. He took a kickoff to the house from 70 yards out. So just speak to us about Braylon's speed and the way his knack on returning kicks and that play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he, you know, did a little pooch kick, and he came from deep and caught it, and you know, made a couple of guys miss. And when he got a seam, he was able to just, you know, break it. And you know, he's a track guy, so he runs pretty good. He's fast, and you know, that got us back in the ball game, made it a one-possession game. So, you know, Braylon's, you know, he's still young. He's still a sophomore, and you know, he's still learning a lot and playing both ways. So, you know, we just look for him to continue to make some plays, and we got to get some other guys to step up. And you know, I think we'll be where we need to be.
Is he as fast as Stephen Coleman was?
It's hard to say. I don't know. I played with Braylon's granddaddy. Braylon's granddaddy was pretty fast.
Okay.
And his daddy was pretty fast.
Okay.
I mean,
He's got the speed genetics.
Yeah, when you talk on both sides, when you know talk about Pike County football, if you start talking about running backs, you know, down in the neighborhood with the old guys, you'll realize that his granddaddy and his daddy will be mentioned in the top 4 in terms of running backs.
All right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It will be. Okay.
They will be mentioned.
Okay. Coach, flipping over to the defensive side of the ball real quick, y'all also forced a couple of turnovers there, and I know you're proud of that defense for those turnovers. Marcellus Hobby tallied 12 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and he also had a fumble recovery. Joseph Wilkerson had 11 tackles and 1 quarterback hurry. Bubba Wilson had 10 tackles with a tackle for a loss, and Zakillian Adams, he had 7 tackles, 1 for a loss, and he also had a fumble recovery. You got to be kind of proud of the way the defense played. You held them to 174 yards. Just speak on the overall prowess of the defense.
Well, you know, we really played hard. I thought. You know, we had the effort, but the penalties and the turnovers, you know, it was just too much to overcome, and they happened at crucial times. I mean, times where it couldn't have been the worst. Or, you know, it happened at the worst.
Can't believe that. Can't believe that penalty was right now.
Right, and you know, even the punt, you know, it happened after we had made a big stop and got them backed up, and you know, after a few penalties, and we, you know, knocked them back and got them back off the ball and got them behind the sticks, and you know, the momentum was starting to swing a little bit, and those, you know, situations right when the momentum was swinging, we gave it right back. So. You know, it's football, and you know, and people tend to forget sometimes that you have 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids out there, and they make mistakes, but you know, we just have to, and Opp capitalized on them. They did a great job of that. So again, you know, hats off to them. I thought they had a good plan. They played well, but we just have to, you know, we have to get that momentum going in our direction and learn how to handle that adversity.
Well, Coach, let's just put that one behind us. Let's move on to Headlands.
Yes, sir.
5A program, but hey, they got to come to Bulldog Stadium, where it's always tough on the visiting teams to come to Bulldog Stadium. Tell us a little bit about the challenges the Rams are going to bring to Brundage Friday night.
Well, they have an extremely shifty, fast quarterback. You know, he can extend plays. You know, I've seen him, you know, the rush, he'll run to the left and turn around and run all the way back to the right, and nobody can tend to catch him. They have a big tight end that's about 6'3", that's being recruited. He also plays defensive end. He's a pretty good player, pretty good prospect. Those are the 2 main dynamic guys. They also have a good receiver, and you know, they like line up in power sets and get you. You know, they want to get you matched up in one-on-one sets because they got all the power in the backfield, and they're just trying to get you to bring all the safeties down so they can try to throw it over the top. So, you know, that's really going to be a challenge because you definitely have to stop the run. And, you know, there's on occasions you have to screw those safeties down in there to stop the run. And, you know, so they wait for that to happen, and they try to throw it over the top, get a one-on-one with the big receiver, and, you know, he's pretty good. And so, you know, it's going to be a tough challenge for us. It's going to be a tough challenge for us. I think they're a pretty good team. They're pretty solid. Coach Melton has done a great job with them, and you know, pretty much they have the whole team back from last year.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, a lot of those players I remember from last year.
Somebody had told me they didn't graduate many.
Yeah, so they have a good team. They're 3-1 right now, and you know, they're rolling along pretty good. But you know, it's going to be another big challenge for us. We expect that. You know, it's football, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So you know, we just have to come out and play one of our best games, and fix the mistakes we made last game, and keep getting better every week.
Coach, you hit on Nemo being out last week. Do you expect him to play? And also, how did your guys that played in the Op game, did they come out fairly healthy?
Yeah, we got banged. It was a physical game. It was a downhill game. It was definitely a downhill game, and we're not bad. There may be a guy or two that won't play this week, but that's the challenge when you're in a 3A when you have a 3A program. Not a whole lot of depth. You just have to keep working at it.
Yep.
Well,
it's not a region game.
No, but we, like I said, we have a lot of young players. We played some young players. Like, as I mentioned, I played a freshman last week and played a couple other young guys. So, hopefully that experience will help, and we just come out and play the game. Gotcha,
Coach. Recognizing some state championship teams this Friday night. Do you know off the top of your head what years it is?
That's 05, 06 back-to-back teams.
Okay, 05 and 06 this Friday night.
We've tried to recognize all the state championship teams this year. We did 88, 89, we did 03. And, we just wanted to recognize those guys. They started a lot of tradition. And,
I love it, Coach.
And we wanted them to come back to the stadium. A lot of them are out of town and living great lives. So we just want them to come back and enjoy it. And a lot of those guys were like, they haven't been home since they left or in a while. And, they really enjoyed it, and they got recognized. They got to see the fans got to see them, and our kids got to see the guys that won those championships. Now they know the faces with the trophy. So I just thought it was important to do that.
I love it, Coach. I think it's important too. That's really a great deal, bringing those teams back and recognizing them like that. Headland coming in Friday night, a 5A program there, playing the Pike County Bulldogs down in Brundage. Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
And get the W and come back and tell me all about it next Wednesday.
Go Dogs.
Coach, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Stay with us here on the Coach's Show. We'll be right back.
Did you stream that finale last night?
Oh, yeah.
No
spoilers!
Oh, they're vicious.
Customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. If you're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio, and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line been in business since 1959 and we'll still
growing.
We've been in business since 1959 and we'll still
growing.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line. From 1959 to 2023, we'll still
growing.
How many years is that, Mr. Glenn?
63.
Ricky, why this T680?
Got a nice digital dashboard, easy to read.
Man, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we got competitive pay, we got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We can get you home, Wiley Sanders. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Hello Wiregrass, Larry Smith with Gillen Chevrolet GMC in Ozark. With new Chevrolet Silverados and new GMC Sierras priced below invoice, why go anywhere else?
Gillen's got it. A lot of dealers in the Wiregrass area are running low on inventory. Not at Gillen Chevrolet GMC in Ozark. Gillen's got it.
Come see the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in the Wiregrass area at Gillen Chevrolet GMC in Ozark and see why Gillen's got it.
Gillen's got it.
Visit us online at either GillenChevrolet.com or GillenGMC.com.
Gillen's got it.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. You're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Rawsome, someone has been putting prices in the red zone.
Looks like Blitz and Scramble are up to their old tricks. More force. Right.
At MitchellNissan.com, you can juke all the waiting games and pick the model, trim, and accessories you want from anywhere.
And you'll score extra points with our Customer Advantage package at no extra charge. That powers you to more savings.
Now that's what I call zone coverage. MitchellNissan.com. More, it's what we do.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Want to welcome Coach Evan Ballard with Dale County into the Coaches Show tonight. Coach Ballard, thank you for taking out time to be with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Coach, another heartbreaker Friday night in a loss to Bullitt County, 31-14. That drops y'all to 1-4 overall, 0-3 in the area. Speak to us a little bit about how that game with Bullitt County unfolded, if you don't mind.
Well, hey, first credit to them. I mean, they did a great job. They were physical. I mean, we knew that they had speed, but they took it to us up front. Credit to them. Coach Vines over there, I think he's doing a great job. You can just tell in the way they played. They presented some challenges to us defensively. They kind of showed some stuff that was different than what they showed on film. Got into some stuff that Pike Road did whenever they won the state championship. He was on staff there, and they got into some of that and presented some problems for us. And we kind of shot ourselves in the foot early in the game and gave up a big play right before half. But credit to them, they did a great job.
Yeah, Coach, there were some bright spots though. Junior Smith and Tristan Smith, they each scored rushing touchdowns for y'all. And talk to us about those two players and their scores and the impact that they have on your team.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've both been big for us this year. Junior's been having to carry the load at the quarterback position since Dallas has been out. You know, we had been running a 2-quarterback system, and
that's right.
Whenever Dallas went out, Junior's been carrying the load. He had a big game against Montgomery Academy, and so he had a score for us to get us back into it right before half, and then Tristan, he's just been steady. You know, he had to step into that role as running back really three days before the first game, and he's really taken that position and done a great job with it. So we've been very pleased with both of them.
Coach, how'd your offensive line perform at the Bullitt County game? They grade out okay?
We had some good spots, but they were tough to move up front. They were had a big nose tackle that gave us fits, and I'll tell you, they've got one of the better linebackers. I think just one of the better football players that's probably under the radar that people don't know about. I mean, our region's loaded with good players, but he's up there. They got a guy over there that can really play. I mean, he fits it downhill. You know, read guard, sees it and goes, and it's tough getting hands on him. There were some bright spots, but we've got to play better up front.
Got you, Coach. Flipping over to the defensive side of the ball, Coach, speaking of bright spots, Aiden Gordon had an interception, and that had to be big. Speak to us about that play and that interception Aiden had.
Yeah, well, that was big. That got us. We were kind of struggling at that point. They scored on their first drive, and then we kind of we dropped the snap on a punt and had a bad kick, and they picked it up and scored. And so we were down early, 12-0, just like that. And so Aiden's interception really kind of sparked some life back for us. So that was big to get us back in there. But they scored right before half. We scored with about a minute to go, and then we to make it 18-14. And then we had our kicker's done a great job for us kickoff, but he kind of got under one, and they got it at the 50, and they were able to take advantage of it right before half. But that play was big for us, and Aiden stepped up big time for us. I think going into the year we knew that he'd be a rotator, but we've dealt with some injuries, and he stepped up and he's done a good job for us.
Coach, you mentioned missing the kickoff. That was my next question. How did your special teams overall, how did they grade out? I know you said you dropped a snap on a punt and then missed that kickoff, but besides that, everything okay on special teams?
Yeah, one bright spot on our special teams is Christian Oliver. He's a 9th grader. He took over the extra point duties for us against Montgomery Academy. He went 6 for 6. He was 2 for 2 the other night. So he's been a bright spot for us, getting the point after. Our punt team has been really good. Our guys have got down the field. Our gunners have done a good job. And our punter, Dane Willis, done a good job. But he just, it's just one of those plays. He mishandled it. But overall, I've been pleased with our special teams this year.
All right. Well, Coach, let's just put that one behind us, the loss to Bullitt County, and moving on to the next battle, and moving on to GW Long. And y'all got to go over there, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. They seem to have righted the ship after an early loss to Slocum to open the season, and they've won 3 straight. So they're going to be something to reckon with, it looks like. Tell us about the challenges you guys are going to face Friday night over in GW Long.
Well, they do. First, their quarterback he's really good. I mean, he can run it. He is a load to bring down. He throws it well. And they do a really good job. Coach Watts and his staff, they do a good job to present things offensively that put you in binds on the defensive side. And they get in some empty stuff with some snippers to out-leverage you. We don't get lined up. They're going to give us fits. But it all starts with the quarterback. Quarterback makes them go. So we're going to have to rally to the football, get multiple hats to the ball to be able to get him down. Then defensively, they just play hard. They're always in the right spot. They're moving up front. Linebackers play really well. They're fundamentally sound, and we know that going into it because Coach Watts, he's got a good thing going there, and you can tell they're a well-coached football team.
Coach, it's a non-region game, but let's just peek just ahead just a little bit. Finishing the season with 4 straight region games: Slocum, Geneva Catholic, and Booker T. Washington. So this will be your last non-region game. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's a pretty tough stretch run right there. Slocum, Geneva Catholic, and Booker T. Washington, and mix in a strong GW Long team coming off a 3-game winning streak, and you got to go over there. It'll be a tough little stretch.
Yeah, it is, and look, I've been very pleased with our team. Even the struggles, we felt like the last 2 games that we gave ourselves a chance to win. The way that our guys have prepared each week, even with the struggles, I couldn't ask for anything better. We've had some unfortunate circumstances happen. We've had a lot of guys banged up. I mean, we've had the last 2 games, 5 starters out. You multiply that times 2 because they all play the other side.
I was about to say, they play both ways, don't they?
Yeah, so, it's unfortunate. But we've said the whole time that we're not going to make excuses, that we're going to continue to prepare. And our guys have done that. And we feel like if we continue to do that, then we're going to give ourselves a chance. And that's all you can ask. And what we've really focused on and what we've talked about is let's just do the next right thing, whether that's at practice, whether that's in the classroom, in the game, play to play. Let's just do the next right thing. And ultimately, we want to win, and that's my goal is to win. But we're trying to build young men here.
Coach
that's what it's about.
Coach Ballard, I love that. Do the next right thing. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and that's just, it's kind of been our mindset that, we can't help the circumstances. They are what they are. And we hate not having those guys with us. I mean, they went through the grind of summer and all that stuff with us, and we want them out there with us, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We're just going to focus on what can we do to do the right thing, the next right thing, whether that's play to play, practice to practice in the classroom. And I know that they will be better young men because of it. And I think that success will come too.
Yeah. Coach Evan Ballard with Dale County with us here. And, Coach, there's a million things you could be doing, and you took time out of your evening to be with us here at C Spire, and we sure appreciate it. And best of luck at GW Long this Friday night, and hopefully we'll talk to you next Wednesday, all right?
All right, thank y'all.
All right, Coach Ballard, have a good one. We'll be right back here on the Coaches Show.
Hey Bill, did you stream that finale last night?
Oh yeah.
No spoilers! Oh, they're vicious.
Customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating with a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. In-stock inventory is only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram models are only $6 over invoice. Nobody beats a premier deal. Nobody.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford, but don't take my word for it.
When I wanted a new Ford Edge, I knew exactly what I was looking for, and Gillen Ford made it happen, all while treating me like family.
I stopped by Gillen Ford looking for a pickup. In a couple of days, they got exactly what I wanted.
Gillen is a place where you want to come and shop. They make you feel like family. The service and the salespeople are amazing.
We've bought, I guess, 5 or 10 vehicles from them over the years.
Probably more than that.
Probably more than that. So we're really happy with Gillen Ford.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. You're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio, and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Soon I will cover the wiregrass and red tape. That way no one will be able to buy.
Not if the More Force has anything to do with it. More Force, on me.
At MitchellNissan.com, you'll experience the power of more, getting more for your trade-in and saving more time with our fast and easy service.
And everyone gets more with Mitchell Nissan's Customer Advantage package at no extra charge.
My red tape was no match for the power of more.
MitchellNissan.com. More, it's what we do.
Hey Bill, did you stream that finale last night?
Oh yeah.
No spoilers! Oh, they're vicious.
Customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
So many people.
Worst I've ever seen.
All right, Coach. Live here on the Coach's Show, Coach Roland Jones with the Brantley Bulldogs. Coach Jones, I know you got about a million things you could be doing, and man, I sure appreciate you taking just a few minutes out of your time to call in and speak to me on the Coach's Show. Thank you very much.
No problem, Neil. Thank you.
Yeah, Coach, congratulations on the win over Kinston, 30-27. It's always nice to get a region win. That puts y'all at 3-2 on the year, 2-1 in the region, right in the thick of it, Coach. Speak to us a little about how that game unfolded Friday night against Kinston.
Well, Neil, we're playing a lot of young kids, and I'm proud of their effort. We getting, we're not playing where we need to be, but we getting wins, and that's what's important. Our kids are playing hard. John Harper Kilcrease Friday night against Kinston was 17 for 21 for, I think, about 280 yards, speaking off the top of my head. And
Coach, 17 for 21 against Air is good.
It is, and he's doing a great job. Our coaching staff is putting him in a good situation, making throws that, he can make. It's tough for him to throw it down the field, but he throws the short pass really well, and he works hard. So he had a tremendous night. And Dalen Davis had 9 catches for about 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, it's nice for a 6'4" receiver out there that can go get it. And we were successful with that. And, but like I said, we playing a lot of young kids, and they playing hard, and we got a lot of improving to do, and we got a lot of kids that I hope to get back in the next week or so that are starters that'll make a difference. And but for our young kids getting to play is going to make us better in the future.
Yeah, and winning the close ones like that, 30-27. Anytime you can have adversity all the way down to the end like that, builds confidence. And Coach, it was a close game. Tell us how the defense stood strong and held on for that win.
Well, Kinston drove it down and had it about the 30-yard line. Our defense made a couple plays and got us the ball back, and they were out of timeout. So we needed a couple first downs, and our guys at Brantley, they won so much, and they just get it done. And I was really proud of those young guys that they got us a couple first downs and gave us a chance to run the clock out. They had a couple plays at the end, Hail Marys, but we did a good job defending that. But our defense played really hard. We got a lot of people that's out of place because of youthfulness, but hopefully we'll get everything together in the next couple of weeks, and going into the playoffs, that's when we want to be our best and have everybody playing.
Coach, I don't know if you got the stats in front of you. I don't, but I'm just curious. Who led y'all in tackles this week, or who had a big game on defense?
Well, actually, on defense, John Harper Kilcrease led us in tackles. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he led us in tackles also. So he had a great night. We had other guys. Romeo Presley had a great night. And he's a senior. Had a good night up front. He's a defensive end, and there was a couple other guys, but as a whole, they all played pretty good. Like I said, we've got a lot of learning to do and a lot of things we got to work on, but I was proud of the effort and to get the W and to move 2-1 in the region.
Yeah, Coach. 2 or 3 weeks ago, right here on the Coach's Show, you told me that y'all had a lot of work to do on special teams, and that y'all were constantly working on that, and that the special teams were not where you wanted them to be. Have they come along? Are they doing better? How would you grade your special teams this last week?
Well, special teams wise, our punting game is getting better.
Extra points is still a struggle because both our kickers are hurt. So we took the number 3 kicker, but so we went for 2 every time the other night. Our kickoffs, we don't have as much speed as we had in the past, and we try and angle kick and do things like that. But, you know, I think our guys are getting better on special teams, but, you know, we had one kicker the first couple of weeks, another kicker the second couple of weeks, and now we're on the third one. So, you know, it's tough, you know, especially in 1A when you go 3 deep for a kicker, you never even have one, and we trying to find the third one. But those guys work every day, and, you know, the sky's the limit. They're going to get better.
That's right. Coach, moving on to Highland Home. They're undefeated. They got a very talented team. They got a couple of Division I commits already. Explain to the viewers and the listeners how important this game is. I mean, bragging rights in the county, and also, Roland, explain what challenges does the Flying Squadron bring to the table?
Well, Neil, I mean, you said it. They got a very good football team. I think they ranked number 2 in 2A and been to the semifinals the last couple of years. And they lost a good player last year in Kendrick Falk, but they have so many good players. They've got a big junior and senior class. I think they're gonna have about 30 juniors and seniors, and you know that's really good. I mean, we don't have 39 through 12. They got a lot of talent on the field. You know, they got 2 D1 commits, but that's not all they have. They have great running backs. They got a couple of those. They got a good quarterback at Bryce McKenzie. You know, the 2 Austins at running back are unbelievable, Austin Norman and Austin Crittenden. The offensive line does a good job. Coach Bounce's done a good job with these guys, and you know it's going to be a challenge for us. It's a very good football team. We faced a very good Elba football team who's ranked number 2 in 1A. But we can only get better from playing opponents like this. And you know, Coach Bouncy, he's from Highland Home. He does a tremendous job with them, and he believes in what he does, and he loves those kids. And being from where you grew up, and you know, you put a lot more into it, and all those kids believe in him, and they play unbelievably right now.
They do. They're clicking, Coach. You got to have a game plan and believe in it, and I know you Brantley kids do. And Coach, we appreciate you calling in and taking some time to be with us here tonight. And this is Coach Roland Jones with the Brantley Bulldogs. And Coach, best of luck Friday night with the Highland Home Squadron. Get over there and get it done.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right, Coach. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.
We'll be right back, folks, here on the Coaches Show.
People have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford, but don't take my word for it.
Had a great experience at Gillen. Did most of my shopping online. Great website. Came down here for about 10 minutes, looked at what I wanted to. We were able to fill out paperwork and come back, sign, and drive it away.
I got my Ford Bronco at Gillen's Ford in Ozark. I got a wonderful deal. They're wonderful salespeople. Just come on down and get you one.
You know, they're just like family to us, aren't they?
They are, yes.
Gillen's got it.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for students and parents to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep our children safe. Make sure children leave home on time so they can arrive at the bus stop before it is due. Wait in a location where the driver can see them while approaching. While seated, your child must take their backpack off and place it in front of them on the floor or in their lap. Young children must have a parent or adult present for the child to be picked up or dropped off. A bus cannot leave or move until the child is 12 feet away. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, boy.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford. But don't take my word for it.
Gillen is a place where you want to come and shop. When I wanted a new Ford Edge, I knew exactly what I was looking for.
Wonderful salesmen. They treat you wonderful here.
Had a great experience at Gillen, great sales staff. We were able to fill out paperwork, come back, sign, and drive it away.
The service here at Gillen's was outstanding.
They make you feel like family. And Gillen Ford made it happen, all while treating me like family.
Gillen's got it.
At Bondi's Enterprise Toyota, we want you and your family to be customers for life.
Every new car purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty and lifetime oil changes at no additional cost.
And when it comes to selling your car or trading it in for a newer model, get more with an instant cash offer from Bondi's Enterprise Toyota, the official Kelly Blue Book buying center.
And remember, every new car purchase comes with a free lifetime warranty and lifetime oil changes.
Customers for life only at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota.
Hey, it's Meredith here with Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. I'm here with our July Jeep Dog of the Month, Rossi. Rossi is here to introduce you to the redesigned 24 model year Wranglers. The new Wrangler is built for those who dream of unbound adventure. Like Rossi, we have over 50 to choose from. Reserve yours today at Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, Enterprise, Alabama. See you soon.
During the Make This a Summer sales event, save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Jeep models in stock.
It's your last chance to make this the summer event at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Last call on our inventory of new Dodge Chargers. Save up to $6,000 or get up to $5,000 off Jeep Grand Cherokee L models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for our community to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep children safe. As a member of our community, please remember these simple rules. Stop and stay 20 feet back behind the bus. If you are meeting the bus on a 2-lane road, you must stop 20 feet in front of us when the stop sign is out. Please look out for children. If the student must cross the road after getting off the bus, the child must always cross in front of the bus. Pike County Schools. Excellence in education.
Hey, it's Meredith here with Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. I'm here with our July Jeep Dog of the Month, Rossi. Rossi is here to introduce you to the redesigned 24 model year Wranglers. The new Wrangler is built for those who dream of unbound adventure. Like Rossi, we have over 50 to choose from. Reserve yours today at Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep, Enterprise, Alabama. See you soon.
Right now, during the Make This a Summer sales event, finance the new 2023 Ram 1500 for just 2.9 APR for 72 months.
At Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, boy.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show. We got Coach David Watts with the GW Long Rebels on the line. Coach Watts, just like I told all these other coaches tonight, I know there's a million things you need to be doing, and you took time out of your evening here to be with us here tonight at C Spire, and we just want to tell you we appreciate it, Coach.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Coach, no better way to start region play than being 3-0 in the region. Congratulations on the 37-0 win over Geneva County last Friday night. 3-1 overall, 3-0 in the region. Just speak to us a little bit about how the game with Geneva County unfolded and how y'all got that win.
Yeah, well, we came out, I thought, a little bit slow, coming off a game from the previous week, obviously a rivalry game with Ayrton, and I thought the guys were, a little flat maybe, but, not that we didn't play bad, just a little bit, of an emotional letdown, but we played okay. We got things going. Offensively, I thought we played pretty good. Defensively, it was a struggle at times, but they got some good players, and I know that they're, for the region right now, but, they've got some guys that are really dangerous, a couple backs that can go, and they do a good job.
Nice job. Hey, 37-0, and big win, a big region win right there. But Coach Bryson Hughes, your quarterback, he had a big game for you. He rushed for 138 yards, and he had a touchdown rushing. He also passed for 114 yards. He only threw it 7 times. He completed 5 of them for 114 yards. One of them was for a touchdown. That's a pretty good completion percentage for touchdowns there. Speak to us a little bit about Bryson's game and how he shined Friday night.
Yeah, well, Bryson, is a guy that was really instrumental for us last year on the offense, but mostly in the passing game. And, we didn't do a real good job of running it last year. And so we've, gone to the drawing board, so to speak, to try to figure out ways to get better. And one of those ways is to get an extra hat there and let your quarterback run the ball. And he's done a really good job for us this year. As a matter of fact, he's our leading rusher and leading passer right now. And, it's no secret right now that the offense kind of runs through him.
Yeah, how fast is he, Coach? What's his 40?
Well, that's a good question. He's fast enough. I like it. He doesn't usually get caught from behind, so.
I got you, Coach. Well, that's what it takes right there, and also, hey, 37 points. Who else shined with some touchdowns?
Cohen Pritchett, I scored one on the ground. I think he had a rushing touchdown. I can't remember how far out it was, but he had a good night. And, Sway Kirker ran the ball well for us. I don't think he managed to punch one in, but we had several guys that contribute, and we try to spread it out. But several guys at receiver that caught passes, and we had several different guys that carried it, and very pleased with what we got out of it. Had one of our younger guys, 9th grader, scored the last one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he did a real good. He's going to be a really good player for us too. Jeremiah Harrison, real fast kid. He plays receiver for us. He plays running back on a JV, but he's going to be a real good running back for us one day.
Yeah, Coach, the big goose egg just stands out right there on the scoreboard for Geneva County, and I know you got to be super proud of that defense. Mr. Pritchett led the defense with 9 tackles, including 8 of those solo and 2 for a loss. Whitehead had 7 tackles, 6 of those 6 of the 7 were solo, and to boot, Preston Williams and Marvin McLeod logged 5 tackles each. Speak to us about that defensive performance and putting that goose egg 0 up on the board.
Yeah, well, 2 of those guys you talked about are seniors for us, Braden and Cohen. They both play on the strong side or the field side for us. Yeah. And Cohen plays outside linebacker, does a real good job. We use him, we bring him sometimes and add him to the mix, but he's usually our force guy to the field. Braden is kind of our fixture. He's able to play at depth or come down and play when we bring linebackers and fill those roles for those guys as well. And the other 2 guys you mentioned, they're both 9th graders. Preston Williams is a 9th grader, and he plays on the field side for us at corner. And then Marvin McLeod is a 9th grader that plays both ways. He starts for us at tackle on offense, and he plays outside linebacker for us. Real good players, both of them.
Did the defense cause any turnovers?
Yeah, we did. Braden Whitehead had an interception, and we had a fumble that Cam Richards took back for a touchdown.
Scoop and score.
Yes, sir.
Boy, I call a lot of football on television, and my favorite call is a scoop and score. I love to call a scoop and score.
Yeah, well, it's an exciting play for sure.
It is. Coach, moving on, big win, but moving on. Next up, Dale County. Coach, they're a hungry team, and they may be a little angry. I mean, they've had some tough games, and hungry and angry teams can sometimes seem to cause issues. Speak to us just a little about what kind of problems Dale County can cause this Friday night.
All right, well, they can cause a lot of them. They've got very good athletes. They play a little bit different on defense than most of the people that we play against. You're going to see a lot of man coverage. Their defensive front, they don't read or slant. They penetrate and they get upfield, and that causes a lot of problems if you can't cut that penetration off. And offensively, they're very multiple. They can throw it around. They can run it. Their quarterback is a good runner. He's just nobody has tackled that kid a whole lot that I've seen on film. He's 6'5" or 6'6", 195-pound guy. He's a really good athlete.
I think his name is Jalen Smith. Yeah, he is, Coach. You're right.
Yeah, very, very good player.
Coach, it's what I call right in the middle of the season right here, kinda, and everybody is bumped and bruised and got the ankles in the ice buckets and right in the middle of the season. Just it's a physical sport. How are y'all health wise? Is everybody coming right along besides the normal scrapes and bruises and ankles?
Yeah, we've been lucky so far. We hadn't had a lot of injuries that have kept guys out. We've got several that, like you said, they're in the ice bucket and they're doing therapy stuff every day. But for the most part, we're in pretty good shape.
I got you. Well, that is. Hopefully, y'all can stay blessed as the season
that is a blessing.
Moves
we
on.
Don't have a lot of depth, and so couple of injuries and it could change things pretty drastically for us.
Yes, sir. Coach, hit on your special teams just a little bit. How would you grade them from the last week?
Well, I thought our coverage units did a good job. Luckily, we only had to punt one time.
Okay.
But our kickoff coverage has done a really good job for us. Roma Daniel handles the kicking, and he does a good job of getting it down there. We, can directional kick with it, but mostly we just line it up the hash and boot it as far as we can.
Sure.
And obviously the fear when you kick it back there is getting down and getting it covered, and we got a lot of young guys that run down on that, so it's always a worry. But they've done a really, really good job of getting down and covered, and that's a huge part of the game. That starting field position is a big factor, and we take pride in trying to make sure we keep them back as far as we can after a score.
That's right. Well, what about your punt team, Coach? Everything? How does that grade out?
Yeah, well, like I said, we were lucky that we only had to punt it.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we were good there. So far, we've had some adventures on the return. We hadn't done as good a job fielding them on the punt returns as we need to, but we're going to keep working at it. Hopefully we'll get a little better.
Gotcha. What about your extra points? Are they solid?
Well, we've been up and down on that, and we put a lot of time and effort into it, but hopefully we'll get a little bit better. Some just minor issues. Snap, hold, and kick have all got to be good, and so far we haven't been able to get all three of them at the same time as much as we'd like to.
I got you, Coach. There's always something to work on, isn't there?
Always.
Coach David Watts with the GW Long Rebels. They got Dale County coming up. Coach, again, thank you so much for calling in and giving us a rundown of the Geneva County game, and big matchup with Dale County. It's a region game. Y'all need it, and best of luck with that, and hopefully talk to you next Wednesday coming off a W. How about that?
That sounds good. Thank you very much.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Coach Coach David Watts with GW Long. And that wraps up the coaches show for this week. We appreciate you tuning in. I'm Neil Armstrong, and we'll catch you next Wednesday night at 6:30. Thank you.
South Carolina.
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good end dump drivers.